the journey of Geostar is a journey of hope and audacity. We were working in a market where international players were dominant. I mean, they were driving the narrative both on consumption, revenues. I think when we started in 21 and finally did the first investment in 22 in Viacom 18, the idea was, can we create a company out of India, which is a completely local company? And it was unfortunate that we didn't have an Indian player as the number one player in the market. And that's where when Mr. Uday Shankar, James, and the Reliance family came together, and they said we should create something big.
Right.
And that's how it started. And I think since then, and then Disney happened. The merger with Disney happened, which I think fast-tracked that ambition.
Right.
And I think when we started that journey, there were 5 tenets that we came up with. One, we were firm believers of driving a value reallocation from the existing revenue pools.
Right.
Our firm belief was with the portfolio of assets we have and the understanding of the consumer that we have as a group, we have to force a reallocation of revenues from the existing pools in the market. So that's the first thing that we deployed in terms of what we did with Geostar.
In terms of advertising and subscription and so forth.
The money which is already being spent by different pockets,
Yeah.
how do we increase our share in that pool? I think that journey we've already gone on. The second was that traditional wisdom was either TV or digital, AWOD or SWOD. When we did the merger, it was all 4 coming together. So
Right.
what we've tried to do as a conscious strategy now is to accelerate all 4.
Right.
IPL was a big case study for us.
Right.
We drove AWOD revenues, SWOD revenues, TV revenues, digital revenues.
Right.
So for us, our strategy is that we don't want to compromise or cannibalize.
Right.
Our view is linear TV is growing. It is not dead. And I think so long as we can offer a good consumer proposition and force a revenue reallocation, we will have a very good share in that market as well. The third bit was, I think the next 12 to 18 months, the focus is how do we reinvent the revenue model? I think globally, I think people have been slightly lazy on innovating business models in terms of how to monetize the streaming business. I think you will see a lot of new stuff coming out from our team. The fourth part is we don't want to build a service for 15 to 20 million users in India. It's a big market. Our model is how do we become relevant for the largest part of the society, and that's where top of the funnel will always remain the biggest priority for us. That we won't compromise because we don't want to build a 15, 20 million subscriber base in this country. And the last bit is the team. I think without the team, I mean, some of them, have spoken to you over the last 2 days. I hope you call the remaining group next year. I think the team we've put together, probably in my assessment, and I have a biased view, is probably the best team we've come across in the media sector. It's been handpicked by Uday himself, and the idea is to put a team which understands, which can expand their capabilities, and step up to deliver the vision that we all have set for ourselves.
Got it. So let's talk about that, because you said you don't want to build for 15 or 20. We showcase the fact that, whether it's you're 250 to 300 already. But I don't want to talk necessarily about numbers. I want to talk about strategy and execution today. And really the mechanics of platform reinvention, because that's a journey in itself, as you know. And how do you go from that integration to innovation and then monetization? Take us through that.
So I think the first thing when we did the merger, right, a lot of mergers fail because people take too much time in integration. I think the mandate was very clear to the team that you have 2 quarters, you have to complete the integration of both the businesses, including the consumer-facing brand. So I think that was the first step in the journey, that we migrated 2 apps with 2 different business models into one app called Geostar.
Wow.
This was done literally within 4 months of the merger being consummated.
Right.
I don't think anywhere in the world a merger of apps of this scale has happened with full precision.
Right.
So zero loss of consumers, 0 loss of any monetization, and the consumer-facing proposition was very strong. Second, in terms of bringing both the organizations together, I think we didn't want to waste time. So today, as we speak, the merger is complete. The integration is complete. It's one organization. So our full plan of rolling out in the market is set. In terms of strategy, the question that you asked, in terms of the playbook, as I said, we are working on accelerating both AWOD and SWOD.
Right.
Top of the funnel is the most important thing for us to drive. And we will continue to add more stuff to our platform due to become more relevant when cricket is not there, because cricket is the mainstay of our platform right now. And you will see more stuff coming on entertainment. You had Kutti and Alok speak about in terms of what we are trying to do there. And that's the big innovation that we will work on.
You talked about this in terms of reinventing the business model, but when you look at media or entertainment in 25, in India or even on a global context, how do you redefine success for that? What does that look like in terms of, you mentioned AVOD and SVOD, scalability, sustainability. What are you and the team looking at?
I think for us, going beyond the traditional pools of revenue is very important. I think the next 18 to 24 month journey is how do we add new muscles to the platform?
Right.
That we build a platform which is just beyond content. We don't want to be known as a platform for delivering content. When a consumer comes to our platform, they should get a lot of plus services beyond content. Content everybody has. I think what we really want to build is loyalty. We want to build exit barriers that people come in, they stay, they don't go out. And the vision that we have internally is that every Indian with access to internet should come to us every day.
Right.
So that's the North Star that we are chasing. And for that, we will add multiple facets to our platform, be it getting to micro dramas, be it getting into a loyalty program. So there are many more things that you will see from our domain in terms of anybody who has an intent to watch will not be limited by ability to pay.
Ultimately, at a Bodhi tree level, what are you looking to solve for next in the broader entertainment business? And what is the message? You met a lot of people here, similar groups who are trying to do and work with you around the region. What is your message for them from what we've seen with the execution in India?
I think a lot of the companies get overwhelmed by the scale of investments because a lot of, I think media business, I've spent now 15 years in this industry. My experience is, I think this is the industry which you can't compromise top of the funnel.
Right.
And for that, if it requires investments, if it requires corporate actions, I think one should be open to those aspects. Yeah. Don't run a business which is a business as usual approach. You will ultimately die. One of the big tech companies will gobble up in your market.
Yeah.
The way to stay relevant is keep investing and build new capabilities and keep partnering with companies who we are very happy to share knowledge in terms of how we've thought about it and help other local players in the market scale up.